We are back with another monthly wrap-up of some of the weird, bizarre, and even scary news to come out of Japan over the last month. So, what happened over the last month or so? Let's take a look. Number 1. If you're a big fan of the cyberpunk aesthetic and shrines like I am, you should enjoy this first piece of news. On May 31st, a Twitter user shared this picture that has since garnered quite a bit of attention. This cyber shrine in Kyushu is way too cool. You can see the lanterns lining the stairs lit up with red LED lights, blue lights for the kitsune masks and kanji, and the shrine also has the word dedication lit up with blue LEDs too. It's certainly visually striking, and many agreed with how awesome it looked. A reporter from J-Town.net interviewed the original poster and discovered the shrine is Nakatsukasa Magatoro Shrine, and they then visited the shrine themselves to find out why it was lit up in such a bewitching manner. According to those managing the shrine, many such shrines like it are now dilapidated and empty, so they've started lighting shrines up in fantastic ways to enliven them once more. It's hard to say the idea didn't work. Number 2. This summer, enter another world in Namja Town. Are you a Siren fan? If you're on this channel, I'm going to assume you're at least familiar with the game, even if you don't like it very much. Well, this year is the 20th anniversary of its release, making me age several decades all at once again. But, to celebrate, you can visit a horror attraction at Namja Town in Tokyo, celebrating the beloved game. And what can you find there? Well, lots of goods for one. It also has a Siren restaurant with all sorts of meals based on things from the game, such as red damn water soup, or the "Mum, open up" hot dog. Because, of course. There's also a sort of haunted house walk-along, and a mystery to be solved by finding various hints hidden around the area. If you manage to solve the riddle, you'll get a sweet Siren prize. This event will start July 14th and finishes September 3rd. Number 3. In very serious news, it was reported last month that somebody in Sapporo had been hard at work in a string of 16 thefts across the city throughout the end of May. And what exactly were they stealing? The drain covers from public urinals. Because why wouldn't you want a collection of those to call your very own? A contractor hired to clean the toilets noticed that several had gone missing, and reportedly 37 have gone missing to date. The price of these drain covers only amounts to a few thousand yen each, but I think the more pressing question here is why anyone would want a pee-covered drain cover. The suspect remains at large, but they presumably have quite a unique, if not smelly, collection building in their house right now. Number 4. On June 27th, residents of Nago City in Okinawa noticed something quite horrifying. The water near the Orion beer factory had turned red. Had the apocalypse finally arrived, or was it something a little less sinister? According to officials from Orion, the terrifying sea of blood was actually just a food colouring leakage from their factory that found its way into the river from the rainwater drain. They quickly found the cause of the leak and plugged it, but they assured people that the food colouring has zero effect on the human body and should disappear soon enough. Until then, it'll look a little apocalyptic, but it's totally harmless. Number 5. In more bizarre thefts, it was reported that on March 10th this year, an employee from Osaki City Hall in Miyagi Prefecture went to the fridge to get her delicious Yakult drink, only to find it was gone. The entire pack. She did the only reasonable thing and reported the theft of her 10-pack of Yakult to the police. Police checked the security cameras and quickly found the culprit. A man was seen entering the building around 3:45 p.m. He then went to the fridge, took the Yakult, and left. What made this even more bizarre was that the man wasn't an employee at the city hall. So, why on earth would he enter just to take some Yakult from the staff fridge? Things got even weirder when police got a call on May 14th about the emergency stop button being pressed at a crossing in Osaki, despite there being no emergency. It was here they found the same man again, and finally arrested him for his bizarre behaviour. He admitted to stealing the drinks, but police are still investigating why. Number 6. Have you ever wondered which prefecture in Japan has the most disgusting food? Well, wonder no more. Ranky, a Japanese ranking website, held a vote to find out which prefecture people think has the worst food in the entire country, and the results were certainly interesting. Coming in at number 3 was Tokyo itself. You might think of Tokyo as having easy access to some of the most delicious food in the country, but apparently it lacks when it comes to local dishes, and people argued that you could find the food there literally anywhere, so there's nothing special about it. In second was Nagano, accused of having incredibly plain food, seasoning that's too salty, and poor seafood due to its location far from any water. Rough. But in first place was Okinawa. Due to its unique food culture that developed entirely differently to the mainland, many apparently find it peculiar and even unappetizing. As someone who's also not a big fan of Goya, I understand. Number 7. An 86-year-old man received a letter of appreciation from the Saitama police this month for an act of kindness that prevented a potentially horrific accident. At 5:40 a.m. on June 5th, the man looked outside his house and noticed something odd. What appeared to be a woman asleep on her knees on the road outside. The woman, in her 20s, was in a deep, drunk sleep. Fearing that she might get hit by a car, the man grabbed some traffic cones from his house and then placed them around the woman, taking care not to actually touch her in any way, and then guided cars safely around her while he waited for the police to pick her up. "I couldn't just leave her there to be in an accident," he said, and the police were deeply appreciative of the actions he took that may have just saved her life. Number 8. It's that time of the month. Time for more poop news. On June 19th, a 39-year-old man from Obihiro City in Hokkaido was arrested for, well, covering someone's apartment door in feces. The unemployed man reportedly wiped his own excrement all over the door of a first-floor apartment in Obihiro on the night of March 9th this year. The man lived in the same building, on a different floor, and when the resident of the defiled apartment got home and saw what happened, they notified police. Police were able to track the man down by extracting DNA from the mess left on the door, and then, 3 months after the incident, finally arrested him. The man has denied the poop smearing, and police are investigating the hows and whys of this rather smelly incident. Number 9. On June 13th, an unemployed man in his 20s was arrested in Iwata City, Shizuoka Prefecture, on suspicion of theft. And what did he steal? A bike, believed to be worth around 5,000 yen. But that wasn't what made this story interesting. It turned out the bike he stole had been reported missing in Gunma Prefecture, over 300 kilometers away. Yes, it turned out that the well-tanned man had stolen the bike from Gunma in May, and over the next month, ridden the bike over 300 kilometers before ending up in Shizuoka. The bike had apparently been lent to a foreign worker and was left in a bicycle parking lot when it was pilfered by the man, and then taken on a very, very long journey. The man admitted to all charges. Number 10. Finally this month, a 30-year-old construction worker was arrested by police in Hyogo on suspicion of assaulting another man at a restaurant. The suspect reportedly punched a 29-year-old office worker in the face around 2:10 a.m. on June 10th, causing bruises and other injuries. The suspect admitted to punching the man 3 or 4 times in the face. Investigations revealed the men were total strangers who had never even seen each other before this night. So why were they fighting? Well, according to one of the men, our eyes met. Yes, that was the cause of the issue. Apparently the two men, merely customers at the same restaurant at the same time, looked at each other and decided it was time to punch each other in the face. He pulled on my clothes, so I got angry and hit him. He tried to hit me, so I pushed him in self-defense. This case is still ongoing. And that's just some of the weird, bizarre, terrifying, and also kind of funny news that came out of Japan last month. But what about you guys? Hear of anything odd or terrifying? Weird or funny? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you again next time.